A swirl of tension, unexpected alliances, and astonishing revelations is rattling the entertainment world. Taylor Swift, global superstar and seemingly unshakable pop icon, has been pulled into a fierce legal storm between her longtime friend Blake Lively and actor-director Justin Baldoni. A simple film production has spiraled into a tangle of accusations, $400 million countersuits, and a wave of speculation that casts doubt on once solid friendships. How did the world's biggest touring artist find herself cornered by swirling rumors and strategic subpoenas? And why are fans so convinced that this legal battle is about to permanently alter Hollywood's most high-profile bonds? Rumors of intimidation, shocking text messages referencing dragons, and claims that Swift felt pressured to side with Lively have turned a private dispute into a media spectacle. For viewers who crave the real story behind sensational headlines, hold on tight. This drama threatens to shake up more than just the careers of a few big names. It's also exposing how tenuous fame-fueled loyalties can be. But that's only the beginning. By the time we reach the final twist, you may find yourself questioning the nature of trust and friendship in an industry built on public perception. One thing is certain, nothing about this legal conflict is ordinary. Not so long ago, the idea that Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni could face off in a bitter lawsuit was unthinkable. Both were well-liked, talented figures known for cultivating bright public images. Baldoni, who rose to prominence on the TV show Jane the Virgin, had garnered extra attention by championing so-called male feminism and frequently speaking out on social issues. Lively, meanwhile, was adored by fans for her quick wit, polished red carpet style, and squeaky clean reputation. Despite these carefully curated personas, a creative spark brought them together for the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, It Ends With Us. It seemed like a perfect match, a heartfelt book, a star-studded cast, and an opportunity for Lively to flex her artistic muscles beyond just acting. Potential for critical and commercial success looked promising. But behind the scenes, tensions reportedly flared over directorial visions, script changes, and personality clashes. According to multiple insider leaks, Lively wanted more creative control than Baldoni was willing to grant. While that tug-of-war might not sound unusual for two passionate creatives, the friction intensified when both accused the other of unfair tactics. Lively claimed Baldoni overstepped professional boundaries. Baldoni, in turn, countersued for a staggering $400 million, alleging defamation and manipulative behind-the-scenes moves orchestrated by Lively, and possibly her husband, Ryan Reynolds. And then, in the midst of all this, a new name emerged in legal filings: Taylor Swift. Eyebrows shot up the moment her name appeared, and fans wondered, how exactly did one of the world's biggest musical artists land in the middle of this complicated fight? Yet that was only the start of a puzzle so twisted that even die-hard celebrity watchers found themselves at a loss. But that wasn't the whole story. If you've been following Blake Lively's public persona, you know she loves a cheeky quip. But few jokes, if it was indeed a joke, have stirred this much backlash. Court documents reference text messages sent by Lively where she compared herself to Daenerys Targaryen, Ji from Game of Thrones, and hinted that Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds were her dragon monsters. Tone of these texts remains open to interpretation. Lively's supporters argue she was making a playful analogy, nodding to her close friendships and how unstoppable they are when united. Yet for Baldoni's lawyers, these messages apparently symbolize a strategic form of intimidation. They claim Blake was essentially warning him, "Go along with my changes or face my unstoppable circle of allies." Although the text's original intent remains debatable, it set the stage for something bigger. Justin Baldoni's legal team began painting a picture of Lively as a Hollywood power player willing to weaponize famous friends. This depiction gained traction when the lawsuit explicitly mentioned that Swift's unexpected presence at a script meeting pressured Baldoni to compromise. From an outsider's perspective, it may sound absurd. Why would the presence of a singer, even a worldwide star, force major script changes in a film production? But for those who understand Hollywood's power dynamics, the optics are a different story. Taylor Swift's involvement, whether intentional or not, signaled to many that if Baldoni didn't comply, he risked tangling with not just Lively but also the entire Swift brand. Before fans could fully process these claims, Baldoni's lawyers started hinting that Swift felt exploited. According to them, Swift was blindsided and had no idea she would be name-dropped in legal filings. That possibility alone stirred public curiosity. Had Lively casually invited Swift over, then turned that spontaneous visit into leverage? Or was the meeting genuinely innocent, twisted later by opportunistic litigation? But that alone didn't prepare anyone for the $400 million counterpunch yet to come. When Baldoni and his legal team unveiled their countersuit, valued at a jaw-dropping $400 million, Hollywood heavyweights paused in disbelief. Cases involving defamation and creative disagreements are not rare, but the scale of this claim was hard to ignore. For perspective, $400 million could finance multiple blockbuster productions. Why such a colossal figure? Baldoni insisted that the negative press orchestrated by Lively and Ryan Reynolds inflicted irreparable harm on his reputation, future earnings, and personal brand. He claimed that a strategically planted article in a major publication, possibly funded by the power couple, mischaracterized him as an abuser of his male feminist image. While Lively's camp vehemently denied any orchestrated smear campaign, the countersuit spelled out a broader narrative. Not only did Lively allegedly gain creative control by using Swift as an intimidating presence, but she and Reynolds also tried to publicly dismantle Baldoni. His attorneys pointed to suspiciously timed articles and social media posts. Then there were claims that Lively attempted to overshadow the film's actual content by focusing on personal brand launches, effectively damaging the project's integrity. In the swirl of these accusations, fans started asking questions. If Lively truly had legitimate complaints about Baldoni's on-set behavior or script direction, why not handle it earlier through industry-standard channels? Why let it mutate into a full-blown PR war? Skeptics wondered whether genuine concerns of harassment or manipulation had become overshadowed by bigger battles for control, money, and bragging rights. But what fascinated everyone most was the mention of Taylor Swift. Friends wondered how the singer, who has carefully built her career on authenticity, loyalty, and meticulously controlled narratives, could possibly benefit from this mess. Swift's brand thrives on uplifting messages and strong female camaraderie, not intimidation or legal fiascos. Yet that was only the tip of the iceberg. In the very next breath, rumors circulated that Swift was starting to distance herself from Lively. And that, according to inside sources, might be the real shocker. Hollywood has an unspoken rule. If you're a star with the magnitude of Taylor Swift, you avoid legal drama at all costs. Even innocent involvement can lead to a swirl of headlines that overshadow your projects, tours, and brand deals. According to whispers from those close to Swift, the singer had no intention of attending an official script meeting with Baldoni. She simply dropped by Lively's place, unaware that a heavy creative discussion was still in progress. That's when Baldoni and his team say they felt blindsided. A casual conversation evolved into an ambush, with Swift's A-list influence looming large. Blake Lively's critics argue that the actress deliberately timed Swift's visit to corner Baldoni. Supporters, however, frame it differently, insisting it was nothing more than a casual overlap. Regardless of which story you believe, Swift herself seemed deeply uncomfortable once her name landed in legal documents. Why? Partly because Swift has seen her fair share of controversies, from public spats with other celebrities to speculation about her romantic life. She's no stranger to drama, but she prefers to maintain a level of control over how that drama unfolds. Being yanked into a $400 million legal showdown with text messages implying she was used as a threat probably wasn't on her agenda. An insider claimed Swift felt used and blindsided, leading her to retreat temporarily from her typical social media presence. Worse yet, fans began to wonder if Swift's legendary loyalty had limits. Would she stand by Blake Lively no matter what, or was this fight too big a risk for Swift's meticulously shaped brand? But that wasn't everything fueling the fire. Around the same time, rumors arose that Swift's team considered the entire fiasco a lose-lose situation, prompting them to advise minimal contact until the lawsuit drama died down. The buzz suggested that Swift, usually loyal and protective, was quietly stepping away. The next section reveals why she may have had no other choice. Entertainment outlets seized the story like a dog with a bone, publishing sensational headlines about Swift's alleged retreat. Gossip columns pounced on every little comment, especially the dragon text, spinning narratives about Lively's so-called weaponization of Swift. Some fans spotted what appeared to be carefully placed stories in major publications, articles emphasizing that Swift never intended to participate, that she was unfairly implicated, and that she was seeking to minimize further involvement. These talking points echoed across online platforms, fueling speculation about orchestrated PR moves by Swift's camp to protect her from deeper entanglement. In response, Lively supporters insisted that the star had no incentive to drag Swift into a messy lawsuit. According to them, the entire notion that Lively plotted to corner Baldoni using Swift's presence was far-fetched and built on conveniently edited text messages. They asked why Lively, an actress known for praising her circle of friends, would risk souring a relationship with someone as influential as Swift. But there was no denying how suspicious the timing looked. Immediately after these text snippets leaked, coverage about Lively's brand expansions, her beverage line and hair care line, took on a darker twist. Critics started accusing her of using the press for personal gain while overshadowing the real messages behind It Ends With Us, a story centered on domestic struggle. From a PR standpoint, the entire fiasco was quickly becoming a classic example of narrative spin. Baldoni's side insisted that Lively's meltdown was damaging the film's focus. Lively's side countered that Baldoni was orchestrating a smear campaign. And in the middle was Taylor Swift, calmly backing away to avoid lasting damage. And what happened next would shock everyone. Despite initially being the darling of gossip columns, Blake Lively found her image under siege. Fans who once saw her as the embodiment of charm and sophistication began questioning whether her public persona matched reality. The lawsuit overshadowed her comedic interviews, her philanthropic endeavors, and her carefully curated family moments with Ryan Reynolds. What especially grated on observers was the claim that Lively never fully read It Ends With Us before pushing for creative changes in the film. True, it hinted at a disregard for the book's emotional core. The novel addresses sensitive issues, and mishandling those themes could quickly turn audiences against the adaptation. Her critics also piled on over the rumor that she used promotional events meant to highlight the film's serious subject matter to plug her personal brands. The sight of Lively smiling for cameras next to promotional signs for her beverage line raised questions. Was she capitalizing on the platform to advance her businesses, rather than shining a light on the story's deeper cause? Meanwhile, crucial industry events became noticeably awkward. Lively and Reynolds reportedly skipped several high-profile gatherings, prompting whispers that they were dodging tough questions from the media. According to some, her absence was less about heartbreak and more about avoiding a barrage of lawsuit-related headlines. Those who sympathized with Lively argued that the negativity was fueled primarily by Baldoni's countersuit, which they felt overshadowed her genuine frustrations. They claimed the actress was justified in wanting more creative input, especially if she felt the director was dismissive. Still, even among neutral observers, doubts lingered about her referencing Swift or Ryan Reynolds as dragons. The move, whether intentional or not, cast a shadow over the notion that she was an innocent victim. But that wasn't the end of the drama. The following revelations made even the most jaded insiders gasp. Hollywood may look glamorous, but it's a tight-knit environment where reputations can crumble overnight. After all, big studios invest in stars who embody reliability, not controversy. As the Lively-Baldoni feud deepened, and as Swift publicly distanced herself, industry insiders began to question whether Lively might find fewer major roles heading her way. Producers whisper that any star who brings negative attention or a litigious mindset onto a set is a risk. This isn't to say Lively's career is over, but the rumor mill suggests she may face a steeper climb for her next major opportunity. Even streaming platforms, often more open to experimental projects, reportedly hesitate to touch a star mired in a highly publicized lawsuit, especially one involving ambiguous claims of intimidation and misuse of power. Meanwhile, fans speculate about Taylor Swift's next moves. Swift's brand has survived music feuds and public breakups, but she's rarely found herself in the crosshairs of a massive legal case. Some insiders believe she'll remain silent until the dust settles, maintaining her typical policy of letting the tabloids spin their stories while she plans her next major career moves. Yet behind the scenes, the real heartbreak might be the potential fracture of a longtime friendship. Swift and Lively once delighted fans with their playful social media exchanges and surprising collaborations. Now, for the first time, cynics are questioning whether that closeness was partially built on convenience and mutual PR benefit. And so, the story heads toward a cliffhanger. Will Lively salvage her image, or will this lawsuit and the mention of dragons become an enduring stain? Will Swift remain at arm's length indefinitely, or will the two women find a way to restore trust? One thing's certain, Hollywood is watching, and some of the top names in the business are taking note of how quickly alliances can shatter. But if you thought that spelled the end of this tangled tale, think again. As legal teams finalize motions and possible depositions, insiders reveal a growing rift. Swift's circle is famously loyal, but they also value caution, especially when enormous sums of money and reputational stakes are involved. Blake Lively's camp continues to paint Justin Baldoni as the aggressor, The risk remains that more text messages, private emails, or personal anecdotes might go public, possibly implicating Swift further. For Lively, the stakes couldn't be higher. She's spent years honing an image of elegant confidence, balancing comedic flair with polished red carpet appearances. Suddenly, critics are calling her approach opportunistic and tone-deaf, alleging that she manipulated the press, overshadowed the film's crucial message about domestic struggle, and took advantage of her star-studded friendship circle to strong-arm a director. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's attorneys show no signs of backing down. Their game plan includes interviewing anyone who might have witnessed or experienced forms of intimidation, which could mean a subpoena for Swift. The mere prospect of testifying under oath has fueled speculation that Swift's legal team might intervene with a motion to quash. Fans of Swift, who are legion, are fiercely protective of her. Many argue it's unfair she's been looped into a conflict that has nothing to do with her music or brand. Others question whether she truly is innocent, or if she knowingly lent her star power to bolster a friend's leverage. This open question feeds a constant churn of rumors, fueling high engagement on social media. But there's one overarching theme: loyalty in Hollywood can vanish when the stakes are high. Even deep friendships can strain under the weight of lawsuits, reputational damage, and massive financial claims. If Swift is stepping back from Lively for now, it might be out of pure self-preservation, or it might be a sign that trust has been irrevocably broken. And so we arrive at the crossroads of money, friendship, and power. A film that once promised to be an emotional adaptation of It Ends With Us has morphed into a cautionary tale for everyone in the industry. Blake Lively's shining image hangs in the balance, Justin Baldoni's lawsuit demands an astronomical sum, and Taylor Swift finds herself cornered, trying to protect her brand from a legal firefight she never asked to join. Will Lively and Baldoni settle out of court, saving face before more damaging information leaks? Can the star once hailed as Hollywood's favorite witty blonde recover from the PR avalanche she helped unleash? And what happens to the decade-long bond between Swift and Lively? Will it mend quietly behind closed doors, or has the She and her dragons remark burned that bridge for good? In an industry where public image is currency, any misstep can become a raging wildfire overnight. The next chapters of this drama will reveal whether loyalty truly matters in a world of billion-dollar friendships, or if self-preservation and careful brand management always take precedence. Keep an eye on the headlines, because this legal showdown isn't just about a film or a single relationship. It's a window into how trust can vanish in the blink of an eye when strategic advantages and colossal sums of money are on the table. For those watching with bated breath, remember that in Hollywood, perceived alliances can shift as swiftly as the next breaking story. And as these court proceedings inch forward, the lingering question remains: can any of these relationships withstand the glare of legal scrutiny, or will this battle change the celebrity landscape in ways we never expected? The final verdict, both in court and in the hearts of millions of fans, is yet to come. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and buckle up, because this story isn't finished and the next twist might be the most explosive yet.